It is time for us to update our free hit draft. I know that there is a lot of time and games to be played before the deadline, as West Ham and Villa are in Europe, so their fixtures will matter for sure. But I wanted to update my team as I did this on Saturday before we had a lot of information about the upcoming week. Like Emerson was absent, Moreno didn't start, Ward Prowse was subbed off at halftime, Douglas Lewis didn't perform well, Aston Villa didn't perform well as a whole. So we have a lot of options. Here I'm going to now remove the players that I do not believe are going to be nailed in my side. The three forwards here, I don't see myself buying anyone else. Here, like no one from Burnley, no one from Forest, no one from Fulham, or no one from West Ham, or no one from Spurs in a forward line position. So those three forwards are nailed. The thing here is that I can replace Morris maybe with a midfielder and just go with Muniz as my third option and just pick a 5 midfielder stronghold. I'm going to take a look into that, but for now Morris remains. He has a home fixture against Forest, and yeah, we still have to see Bournemouth against Luton, so we have to see how I'm going to approach this, but maybe a 3-5-2 with strong midfield. We have to see. In midfield, Son and Madison are going to be staples there. Gibbs White, Douglas Lewis, and Ward Prowse can go away from now. In goal, Flecken, we will think about him. In defense, Moreno, Regulion, Udogi even, and Emerson are going to get out, as I need to improve the team a lot more. Maybe some of them will return. We have to see. Let's start in midfield and start with West Ham. I believe Ward Prowse is a pretty solid player, but he's more of an assister unless he takes a penalty. If he takes a penalty, look at the expected goals, 0.79 here. He even got more, even though he scored only that penalty. But yeah, he's on pens, which is a good thing, but I don't see it as threatening as Bowen. As Bowen can score a lot of goals and he's their vital goal scorer, 14 goals in the Prem. That's a terrifically well earned number, so I'm adding Bowen into the frame. Kudus crossed my mind, but he's more of an assister. I know that he has 6 goals and 6 assists and even more expected goals ratio, but here it doesn't look as scary. But yeah, against Everton, okay, he had a good attacking ratio. Maybe Kudus is an option at 6.8, maybe as a 5th option in midfield. We have to analyze it. So Bowen takes the notch here. From Forest, I am deliberating between Elanga, who has been performing okay-ish, but he isn't very clinical. On the other hand, Morgan Gibbs White, I'll search him here from the team, is on penalties, so I believe he can contribute. I don't see Wooten keeping a clean sheet, and maybe Morgan Gibbs White is going to be in the middle of it, so I am adding him as a penalty taker. And finally, we need to take a look at the midfielders and decide who is going to be our 4th option. And looking at the games, I don't want anyone from Fulham. Maybe I will be, but come on, he's not explosive. So if anyone from that midfield doesn't play, I need an explosive player, not just someone to cover up, as I already own the budget. Brentford and Burnley, no way. Wootton, no. Forest, Spurs, I already will own 3 players, so no way. West Ham or Villa, that's going to be the thing, and I'm going to be relying on Villa. I'm not going for Douglas Lewis, as I'm going for Bailey. For me, Bailey has had a pretty good season overall, so yeah, I'm going to opt for him. If you believe that my content is interesting for you and you want to see more, you can just subscribe to the channel. It will help me grow massively, so yeah, please do it if you can. Looking back at our team, looking at the goalkeeper's position, I was deliberating between Aston Villa goalkeeper or Brentford goalkeeper. As the other teams, I believe a fullback from Spurs is more important, and I don't see any of those 2 teams keeping a clean sheet. Maybe Aston Villa can keep a clean sheet as West Ham are struggling at the moment, but Brentford are looking the heavy favorites here, so I am adding Flecken. I know that we don't have any update on Regulian so far, but I'm adding him back as well. If I can, I'm going to play Regulion, Doughty and Spurs defender, and I'm going to cover every scenario with that. If not, I may look at the other wing backs for Brentford and decide how to approach it. But most probably I'm going to pick another attacking fullback. Ogbene here is a forward, so it doesn't count. Burnley I don't like. Brentford we already discussed. Forest are not very attacking. Spurs I already owned. Fulham I don't expect a lot of the fullbacks to do. But West Ham, being with Emerson or the guy that I'm going to add right now, Sufal. Sufal has had a pretty strong period of 4 games in a row where he returned. I know that was at the start of the season and didn't mean much. But since then he kept a clean sheet here and there, he got an assist here and there, he's looking pretty alright. I know that he's exceeding a lot the expected goal ratio and I would prefer Emerson for sure, but we have to see if he is going to be fit. He isn't performing amazingly well, but against Brentford he scored and assisted, so that was a good thing to see. Now we will have our 3 defenders, one question mark and one is that's going to go in his place. But I'm looking at Spurs and I am deliberating between Porro, who has made a bonus point here. He had a pretty solid expected assist ratio, but I'm looking at Udogi even more as he is more offensive fullback to say, and with Madison and Son on the left, he can exploit some dangerous spaces. I know Sufao is on his side, but I believe Udogi is going to be a pretty solid pick. And finally, we're going to go for a defender that I believe is going to be playing. That's Pau Torres. I don't see why I should go for anyone else. We have 3 Villa players, but only one will play. That's a little bit scary. We'll have to see how the team is looking without Morris and maybe with Muniz and a 5th midfielder, a proper 5th midfielder, maybe a penalty taker like Ward-Prowse, or keep Bailey and just go with Bailey, or just pick another Spurs player here and play without Spurs defender, but I need a Spurs defender. We'll see, because I enjoy that forward line. We have 2 penalty takers and 2 in midfield, so 4 penalty takers, 3 other guys that are pretty solid like Watkins, Bowen, the talismanic guys, and Madison is Madison, so that's good. In defense, attacking fullbacks and the center back to cover if anything happens. And Flecken, I believe he has performed really well compared to goals conceded and expected goals. Yeah, he has kept 10 more goals than expected, so that's not a bad number. So yeah, I'm looking likely to hold this team for a while. Maybe see Regulion changes if Bowen, Bailey, Torres, Sufal, Emerson, Areola or someone takes an injury, Watkins. We'll have to deliberate what to do. But for now, I believe this team is pretty solid. We're going to make the transfers and we're going to add the players. It's going to be looking like that. So Morris, Tony, Watkins, Bowen, Madison, Son, Captain, Gibbs White, Sufal, Doughty, Udogi, and Flecken in goal. If Regulion is fit, it's him instead of Sufal. So yeah, that's going to be the team for now. I hope you enjoyed it. I will be coming with more videos until the end of the week, where we will discuss more and more free hit scenarios. But for now, guys, I'll be heading out. Bye.